Hey guys, welcome to the Gaming Collegian. I'm Jennifer.
And I'm Sarina.
And this is your weekly roundup. Blizzcon was last week, everybody, which means more Blizzard news, including 2 blockbuster announcements and continued protests against the company.
Let's start with the more serious of our stories. Now, Blizzard has been in the news for all the wrong reasons as of late. The situation surrounding Hearthstone pro Blitz Chung and his subsequent punishment by the company has been nothing short of a PR disaster.
If you missed what happened, here's a brief recap. Blitz Chung, after winning a match during Hearthstone's Grandmasters, proceeded to give his support to the ongoing democratic protests in Hong Kong.
Blizzard proceeded to punish the player as this is against their broadcast guidelines. He would receive a 1-year ban and his earnings were rescinded. This led to a massive backlash, and Blitz Chung's punishment would be reduced from 1 year to 6 months, and his earnings would be returned to him.
The company would also face issues from within, as their own employees staged a walkout and U.S. government officials on opposite sides of the political spectrum would pen a letter to Activision Blizzard CEO Bobby Kotick asking his company to rethink their punishment of the young pro.
Now you're all caught up, and Blizzard seems to be on full-on damage control. Blizzard President J. Allen Brack issued an apology at the start of BlizzCon, saying the company moved too quickly in their decision-making and they didn't live up to the high standards that they really set for themselves.
This apology didn't stop protesters from showing up en masse to support Hong Kong and freedom of speech. The protesters wore shirts with Overwatch character Mei, who has become a symbol of the protest, and some even dressed as Winnie the Pooh, which is an insult directed at Chinese President Xi Jinping.
One of the protesters had this to say about the protest, via Eurogamer. I don't think they're apologizing because it's the right thing to do. They're apologizing because it helps their bottom line at this point. Around 50 people showed up to the BlizzCon protest.
Now onto more news coming out of BlizzCon, as a fan-favorite franchise is getting a new entry after 7 years.
Diablo IV has finally been announced after last year's abysmal announcement in Q&A, which brought us great moments like, do you guys not have phones? And is this an out-of-season April Fool's joke? Blizzard decided to drop multiple trailers, including an actual gameplay trailer.
A demo was also available for those at BlizzCon. The game does look incredible, and unlike prior games in the series, is no longer linear, focusing on a more open design. You can choose between 3 classes: Barbarian, Druid, and Sorcerer, each with their own attacks and abilities.
No word yet on a release date for Diablo IV, but we do know it will be making its way to PlayStation, Xbox, and PC. Nothing as of yet about a Switch port. Blizzard had another announcement outside of Diablo IV, and that was a sequel to their incredibly successful FPS, Overwatch.
Overwatch 2 was first reported by ESPN and confirmed at BlizzCon on Friday. The trailer, 0 Hour, shows some of the heroes of the game go on an Avenger-like mission in Paris.
Fans of the series have been asking for a story mode for the game for quite some time, especially since Blizzard has fueled it over the last few years, with animated shorts giving us more insight into the game's host of characters.
Fans are going to be getting their wish, as Overwatch 2 will have a story mode, but the competitive side of things isn't going away, as they're also adding a new competitive mode called Push.
As for the release date, we don't know. Even Blizzard Vice President Jeff Kaplan doesn't know when the game is releasing, as the game is still in early development. Well, thank you for watching. If you liked the video, be sure to give us a like. If you didn't like it, let us know in the comments below.
And if you could follow us on Twitter at Gaming Collegian, we'd really appreciate it. We also have articles written by our staff over at gamingcollegian.org, so be sure to check those out.
We'll see you next time.